Hi, I'm Leatherland from the Pegasus Property Group, and this is Colclough, my business partner and director. We're just going to go through some top tips. So, my top tip number one is to network. Networking is so important that you will meet people who are like-minded, and and that's how we met, through networking. So this is where the business started, and also it's quite nice to, if you're quite into property, you're quite into a hobby or anything that you like doing, and you've got no friends or family that are really interested in it, it's quite hard to talk about it sometimes. And if you go networking, you meet all these like-minded people and you can talk about property all night, and it's actually really nice to do. So that's my top tip number one.
So my tip is basically, like coming off what Nick just said, is surround yourself with like-minded people, as in getting the right team around you, as in your power team. So your builders, architects, solicitors, lawyers, accountants. With them you will grow really well. They can advise you the best way possible. And like I say, if you're in the property game, you need a good builder, a good construction team, because that is the heart of your team, especially if you're converting properties. So my tip is surround yourself with like-minded people.
Yeah, and following on from that, your power team is very important as well. So that kind of feeds on from networking and like-minded people. If you get a power team around you, good accountant, good architect, good brokers, good builders, they're all the tools of your toolbox that you need for property development. You can't just be a one-man band. Maybe in the beginning you need to do a lot of stuff on your own, but ultimately you need to get professionals in who know what they're doing, and you pay them accordingly for that kind of expert advice. But also, you might think they're the experts, and sometimes they're not the experts. So always get good reviews off other people's recommendations. If anyone ever recommends you somebody like a builder or an accountant, always look at who are they that are recommending this. What do they do? Is it just a friendly recommendation, or are they actually a property developer like you? Are you on the same path? I've had people recommend trades to me before because they're mates with them, and they actually turned out to not be very good. So it's something to bear in mind.
Great. Going from that as well, my top tip is mindset. You are what you believe you are, and you will, you won't, and whatever you believe in, you will do. So that basically you've got to believe in yourself and what you're doing. If you tell yourself, oh, I don't think I can do that, that's a wrong mindset. That's me personally, and I very rarely, if any, now say I can't. I always say, how can I? And I say, you will find a way. If you want this passion, you want this drive, the motivation is there as well. Basically, you will do this. Just don't give up, believe in yourself. That mindset is a massive key to your success. And always remember to just don't give up. So that is my point, mindset, getting the right frame of mind and never ever give up, no matter how hard it is. Because if success was easy, everybody would do it.
That's true, yeah. My next top tip is systemization. So systemize your business. That systemization is such a broad term. Anything where you put a system in place to make things easier and work better, that's a system. So you can use software, Excel spreadsheet, or you can do it on paper, or whatever. There's tick off lists that you can do. All these things are systems that you're introducing. It's allowing you to replicate and keep a consistent kind of product going, or a service, or whatever it is you're marketing and selling. Whether that's doing property development and you want every house to look the same spec, that's got a system to it. What kind of carpets you use, what kind of curtains you use, what kind of paint do you use, boom, 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 it's the same every time. It's your template. From a property management perspective, systems are super important. You can use things like Adobe eSign Manager to electronically send paperwork that needs signing, so there's no more paperwork involved in documents such as ASTs and inventories and application forms, and lots and lots of things that you can use it for. So that's kind of my system. There's obviously, it's quite a broad subject, so we have got other videos where we talk in more detail about systemization. So if you check out our YouTube channel, you'll see more videos. Over to you.
I've done it. I've top 5 tips.
Top 5 tips? I thought we were just going to keep going until we ran out of time.
Right, okay, he caught me off guard there then. He's had me.
Go on.
Right,
how do you find a good trade?
Well, basically that's the same as what Nick just said. A good trade is like recommendations. Obviously, even the recommendations aren't all necessarily true. You basically got to give them, say, a small project. So if you're just doing a 3-bed house, just a standard single let conversion, Obviously, if you want to build up your portfolio, I'd advise you someone for a smaller project first that is less cost, it's less risk. Then you can go in and obviously check their quality of work. That's the main thing. Is go in, check their work, and don't be afraid to tell them it's not good enough. At the end of the day, if someone thinks they are good enough, they're going to stay to the same standard. If you advise them that it's not up to standard, or you think they could be better, they'll take it one or two ways. They'll take that as feedback and get better because they haven't been told before, or if they don't like it, they'll go elsewhere. Thank you, Floyd. Just a dog. Yeah, so basically they don't like it, so you can find someone else, but you got to make sure your alignments match as well, because I say your alignments working with someone has got to be on key. If you don't enjoy working with them, they don't enjoy working with you, there's no point working together because it will cause a major conflict.
Yeah.
And he's a main man himself.
That's it.
Floyd, what's your tip?
Food. He wants food. That's all he cares about is food. Yeah, so next, were you finished?
Yeah, I'm done now, yes.
Finding tenants, there's a good one. How do you find good tenants? Well, you can use websites like spareroom.com or OpenRent. OpenRent's quite good. I think you pay about £29 and you get your advert put on Rightmove, Zoopla, Gumtree, and loads of other websites as well. So that's quite a good little way of advertising. But I mean, ultimately, it all comes down to kind of carrying out an application process, reference checks, doing proper credit reference checks as well, not just Mickey Mouse ringing up their boss and saying, yo, does he work for you? Yeah, he does. You know, that's not a reference check. The second you mention these things to dodgy tenants, they run a mile because they think, oh, these guys are doing it properly, I'm not going to get one over on these guys. And then they just go somewhere else and they keep going until they find a landlord who doesn't do those checks, and then they get in with them and then, you know, not pay rent and wreck the property. So, or worse, you know. So that's one good way of getting good tenants, is carry out proper due diligence on them, reference checks, application forms, etc., etc. Also, you can do things such as, if you go to local employers, you can go to HR departments. You can actually go in there with maybe a little folder or a brochure of like, check out my properties. These are the properties that I own, and I'd like to have some of your workers who are from out of town maybe. You know, you can try it on and they might say, no, we're okay. Or, do you know what I mean? They might say, actually, yeah, because the accommodation that our tenants stay in is naff. So you can be there as a good alternative. But you've also got, you know, the old school marketing, putting to-let boards up in posters and bus stops where, you know, they get, you know, where the employees get buses and stuff to the areas that they live in, for example. So yeah, and also social media is a very powerful tool for finding tenants. And if you're kind of trying to build up your the likes you've got on your Facebook page, instead of the marketing where it's just very one way, if you can try and do two-way marketing. So for example, you could put up 4 pictures of different bedrooms, and you could say, what's your favourite future wall colour? And that'll get people actually interacting with your page then. So that's my top tip. You got any more?
Just basically, I'll just tie on to the end of that. Like basically, a good thing for reference checking, like Nick said, advise them that you're doing high quality reference checks, CCJs. A lot of them will obviously soon disappear after the viewing because they know they're going to fail. They've got some hidden agendas. But like I say, another tip that you can do is when you got their phone number, you got their email because they were doing a viewing anyway. That's something that you should take. You could go onto places like Facebook, on Google, type in their name, type in their mobile number. A lot of people are registered on Facebook with their mobile or their email. Type that in and you will see that customer, that tenant, however you see. And you can literally see through a lot of their posts, and that'll give you a good judgment of character as well. Not 100%, but it gives you a little bit more about their background. So if they're out there partying every weekend, you've seen they've been fighting, you know full well straight away, that could be a fail. And then when you do the CCJ check, we use a company called Let's Safe at the moment, and which is really well.
How much does it cost?
Is
it 14?
Yeah, £14. Yes.
£14 for Let's Safe. Yeah, 14 quid for Let's Safe to do a reference check. That's it. You know, and you can get the tenant to pay that in an admin fee anyway. So.
But so then I was going from that then, I think it'd be a good point where obviously Nick can do an interview with Ryan, because we're starting to go to the letting side of things. We don't really do a lot of that anymore. It's when we're about leverage, it's leverage to Ryan. So literally, let's do a video with Ryan. Ryan will explain that side of the business and his tips on from where he's at and what he sees on the ground. So I think that's a good place.
Yeah. I think I've run out of top tips. Have you got any more?
No, well, that takes over to Ryan, and then we can always do an interview when all the team are together at the end.
Yeah, cool. All right, thank you very much for watching.
Cheers.